What flavor Gatorade?
Orange.
Yeah,
the only flavor as far as I'm concerned.
Gatorade.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Choke you. I'm sorry, guys.
Lame Gatorades?
Yeah. Well, orange. I'm gonna need you to get with the program on some Frost Glacier Freeze.
Fuck, no.
Some Citrus Cooler.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Look,
and
the only like stupid name that I like that it's like a Gatorade flavor that I actually like is Riptide Rush.
Frost Riptide
I don't
Rush
drink
is
I don't
probably
drink
better.
any beverages unless there's a real world analogy for what that flavor means.
Riptide Rush.
understand
Not
that.
gonna cut it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the worst thing in the world is when you pick up a Gatorade AM by accident.
What even is
What
that?
the hell is a Gatorade AM?
It's shit formulated for
The morning time?
morning.
Is that like the
But
one?
it's not like. But I can't get like orange Gatorade AM. It's like tangerine fart.
Tangerine fart. Is that like the
Tangerine
one
fart
that has
frost
the number
rain.
one? You know, you can get
Ice.
like.
Hi, and welcome to Probably Comics. I'm Thomas.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Link.
And this is our weekly segment, What's in the Box?
What's in the box?
Where we talk about the comics that we got this week. So
Accelerated edition.
yeah,
we're
this
gonna
is
rock
we
and roll.
gotta
boom, boom, boom.
gotta go to work. So Link, let's
Yeah, man. Let's
fire 'em
rock and roll.
off.
All right, we're just gonna start with Remender's Venom,
13.
number 13, the beginning of the Circle of Four. So this is where Venom, Red Hulk, X-23, and Ghost Rider, Chick Ghost Rider, all hang out, and Johnny Blaze tags along.
It's them explaining why they're in Vegas. But is Flash Thompson? Are Johnny Blaze and Flash Thompson the same person?
Yeah.
How could you draw two people more similarly?
They were Tony Moore did draw them very much the
they're
same.
the same. It's like the first issue of Batman when we saw the mayor.
Oh yeah, or like Hercules, all Greek men look the same.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Mhm.
So that was an issue. I also had an issue with why was I don't understand Ghost Rider's first instinct to
drive around in a
the
circle.
other way in the thing. I don't like it. Doesn't make. And she was just like, I know, I'll drive the other way in it. I was like,
I think
why?
whoever writes Ghost Rider is sad, and nobody hangs out with him. So he's like, I think he was standing around the water cooler when the rest of the guys were talking about writing a book together, and he goes, "Oh, Ghost Rider could be in that," and they were like, okay."
It does make sense for Ghost Rider to be in it because it's Blackheart.
Well, yeah, that's the only thing is that Blackheart's the villain.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like Blackheart.
I love how cool Mephisto is still.
Yeah.
Like always, just like fuck it, I don't care. Like
yeah,
you're
He
doing
knows-
great. You
he
know?
knows he'll be all right.
Yeah.
But
man.
you know, I'm excited about reading the rest of it.
I enjoyed it a lot.
I thought the Venom X-23s were pretty cool.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I like X-23 as a character in general.
All right, man. Woo. Big and Bad starting off Swamp Thing number 6. Holy
Really good.
crap. What a great book.
Exciting
I'm
stuff.
gonna call that
still hasn't missed any.
I'm going to call that book of the week for me. I thought it was just I thought it was
I haven't
wonderful.
had enough time for any of them to sink in for me to.
Yeah, I was
make that claim.
I was good and scared throughout the entire thing. Like it was just the bad guy, the kid, he just like again relentlessly evil.
I like that he's taken.
Totally
I like
awesome.
that he's taken the ultimate Spider-Man approach in that it's taken him potentially 7 or 8 issues to get into the
To be Swamp Thing.
be Swamp Thing for the first time, and it's getting a little old. I mean, it's good. It's really good, and I understand that. But there's just been so much.
I'm ready for him
that-
to be Swamp Thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could. This could have been the 5th issue.
And do you
or
think
the
he'll
4th
even be it
issue.
next time? Maybe like
Maybe.
last page of
Maybe they'll probably do something like they did with Animal Man this week, where it's like an in-between story.
Yeah.
Next time on Swamp Thing,
We'll
but
have to
overall,
see.
I'm not. I mean, it's still really good.
I'm
It's,
glad that they threw us this curveball where we thought that the kid was the avatar for the black, but it turns out that it's Abby the whole time.
Yeah.
And that he's just been grooming her basically.
yeah,
Or
that
the-
was
the black.
That was a
or the
little
rock.
weird,
Yeah,
but
dug it.
because Buddy's not, so it doesn't make any sense to me that Abby is, because Buddy's not and his kid is. But
Yeah, but they're brother and sister.
I guess
that's
that's
a
true.
totally
It's a
thing.
different dynamic. Okay.
All right. Ed Brubaker's Winter Soldier number 1. I stepped out a couple podcasts ago, actually a long time ago, and said that the idea of Winter Soldier was one of my major disappointments for that week. And I got a little slice of crow that I need because I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. Black Widow's sexy and badass.
It was the most okay book I read this week.
Yeah, I thought
it was utterly passable.
I liked it.
For a number one, it was okay. It was pretty cool. But outside of the fact that it was a number one, I mean, I'm not super attached to the character in any way.
I don't necessarily think I'll pull it, but I dug it.
I might keep
I'm not
getting it off the shelf for the next few
not.
issues, but
I think Tyler's just mad that there's a monkey bad guy.
I fucking hated that. I don't know what it is about. Like that just is so stupid to me.
now if it were a monkey bad guy from an alternate dimension,
that would be different.
Yeah.
Or
no,
if
they'd
he
have to
were-
be
or-
in the alternate dimension.
Or if there were like 100 different
Right.
monkey bad guys.
If they were
from
all
a-
named Reed Richards. if his name was Reed Richards,
And
if
they
it was
were-
like past Reed Richards was a monkey, I would be like, all right.
pre-evolution.
Captain
Reed.
Monkey Wales.
Yeah, this
Captain
is-
Monkey England.
That's my problem. It's the only Marvel book this week that didn't involve parallel universes in any way.
Well, speaking of which,
or time bubbles.
Speaking of which, X-Force number 21. Woo woo, good stuff.
It's the first book I read, and I wish I had saved it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh my
the goat
God.
guy is pretty crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah, I had to go back and read 20 because I forgot about the war that was going on outside of the Captain Britain stuff.
Wolverine. God, Deathpool or
Deathpool, Headpool.
Headpool.
Yeah.
Well, he is Headpool right now.
Yeah,
He is.
Headpool.
Like I'm becoming more and more of a Deadpool.
Kurt's such a
fan.
dick too.
Oh God, he's great.
God, and we missed last week talking, so we don't get to talk about the Deadpool musical, which was.
Oh
fucking-
man, and I actually
Did
bought
everybody
that.
go back and read it with the music on?
I'm going
Of
to.
course,
and,
it
yeah.
was amazing. Thanks, RDO, for being that. Of course, you could do it with iTunes.
But
previews, I guess.
I'm a little confused in X-Force why. I don't know why did we put Psylocke in the Captain Britain suit?
Lady
Like,
Britain.
Yeah, Lady Britain suit. Like she's not.
She's Lady Britain.
Yeah, but she's not changed. She's not like
She's got
helping
powers.
the Britain
She can
people.
fly. She couldn't fly before.
Well, I mean,
She's got Britain powers.
Well,
all
sure,
those
but-
because like that's the
but she's still helping
That's kinda their
Fenamax.
thing.
Like,
costumes
she
give their
hasn't.
powers. Well, the costume didn't take over her mind or anything.
Well, no, I know, but so why put on the costume? Like,
so
to
she
use
could
it
fly.
to her advantage. Yeah.
And she looks like Lady Britain. It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
you're
in-
right. Flying is lame, and so is being in disguise.
Shut
And
the
well,
fuck
it's
up.
like in Chrono Trigger when Marley dresses up like Queen Lean so that she blends in and nobody questions why it is she's there, and then she
okay,
disappears
okay.
into an alternate dimension.
God, what are you, man?
All right, let's go to the next.
Everything.
Tyler definitely has a
Oh,
type.
God.
All right, this is
Okay.
me. Fear itself, the fearless.
I'm gonna take a sip of my Diet Cola.
It's 12 issue miniseries. Like
Please stop.
I'm not gonna stop reading it. Everybody's got hammers. That's basically,
Except for
I
Hulk.
thought that was
No,
the
no.
last arc. Was
No.
that everyone had hammers?
No. It's Sin has some of the hammers, and Valkyrie is trying to get some of the hammers, and she's trying to fulfill Odin's final wish or whatever. I don't know. It's fun. There's ass kicking.
I'm bored just thinking about it.
Yeah. Anyways, there's lots of butt kicking, so that's good. It's action packed.
Poor Thomas didn't get to read Avengers X-Sanction this week.
I
'cause
forgot it.
He forgot it.
And I don't think there were any on the shelf. Otherwise, I would have been like,
There
oh
were.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's a big
Not when I
Red
was
Hulk
there.
hugging Cable. Yeah. I thought that
Yeah.
this was awesome.
It was really good. That's where the screen. Remember when I sent you guys on that Twitter? Not like this.
Oh
That's
yeah.
where this comes from. There.
Oh yeah.
It was really good. Cyclops and Hope show up.
It's so funny. My daughter and my dad.
Yeah.
Just walked in the room.
Yeah, and Cable's like, "Oh man, well I got to do it anyway." And it was, it's just like, I don't know. It's building up to, it's so the story is so inevitable, and you know exactly what's gonna happen that there's no reason for it like at all. I
think it's just getting us into AVX.
I don't understand it because now the X-Men seem to want to help the Avengers right this second.
Yeah.
And then, I get in one book, they're gonna be like, "Well, no, we don't. Now we're at war." And it's just like, this was unnecessary, Jeff Loeb, son of a bitch. You're gonna get $16 from me.
I will restate my statement earlier, though. Everything with Red Hulk is getting me right now. Fucking love it, and he's
I like Red Hulk.
a
Yeah.
super badass. And I like that he's able to, he and Cable are kind of on the same wavelength.
We didn't talk about Venomed out Red Hulk either when we talked about Venom.
yeah,
That was pretty cool.
when Venom attaches himself to Red Hulk. All right. Animal Man number 6. Tyler and Thomas really liked it.
I thought it was okay.
I loved it.
I thought it was good, but I would have just as soon had the next issue.
I thought it
continued the story.
But it parallels the feeling of helplessness that Buddy's been having since number 1. Like the whole thing was that he tried to beat those things and he couldn't. He got his ass kicked, and so like it's just a parallel telling of that story. And I thought it was neat. And the other artist did a really good job. That wasn't Travel Foreman. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was cool to see Buddy's son, who's with the mullet, whose name escaped me. Watching his dad's movie, but not wanting to tell his dad that's what he was watching. Yeah. So it kind of gave them an interesting dynamic.
His name is Cliff.
What a
Cliff dumb
Baker.
Name.
I loved it. I loved it. I don't know if I loved it more than Swamp Thing, but it was close.
I don't think you did.
I liked it.
I'm going to let you know right now that I don't think you did.
I'm pretty sure that I don't care about Swamp Thing
Next
as much
book.
as you guys.
Avengers Academy.
Another
I forgot
5.
The world's most ridiculous Deus Ex Machina I've ever seen in my life. We had This is the third. Is this the third or the second in this arc with the hybrid?
Third.
Okay, so we had 3 books, the whole point of which was to get Reptile back in his own body.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. And it was like, all right, like that. I mean, you could have done that in 2 pages. Like it was completely unnecessary. It was like, I mean, it was like Dallas when he wakes up and it was a dream the whole time. Or
Newhart. All right, Thomas.
turn.
X Club 3 of 5.
X Club. So Dangerous Preggers.
Yeah, her and Kitty are both preggers.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how.
Well, she's a
robot.
Well, she's not.
She's a robot.
She's a.
It's who's that guy that's not Nemesis and not
fake Reed Richards?
Yeah, the guy who looks sort of like Reed Richards.
Not sort of. Exactly like Reed Richards.
But he's apparently a what's the word they use? A mechanophile?
Oh, he fucks machines.
Yes.
Nice.
I think he is whatever Danger is gonna give way to. I think he is
the father.
The father of it.
Paterfamilias.
Dr. Nemesis was hilarious. The plot moved forward.
And is almost over, isn't it? Only 4?
Yeah, or is it 5?
5.
Oh, damn it. That means there's 2 more.
Yeah.
Damn, I have to keep reading this shit.
Yeah.
Now you know how I feel. Speaking of which,
damn it, I have to keep reading this shit.
I read Villains for Hire this week, number 3 of 4. Yeah, you know,
Jesus Christ.
Basically, chill out and let me talk.
We're only at 12 minutes. This is really impressive.
or depressive.
Almost halfway through this.
Basically, what we find out is that, you know, we've got 2 teams of villains pitted against each other.
For hire.
Neither of which realizes that
they're for hire.
Shut the fuck up, Tyler.
So Villains for Hire.
Thank you.
Purple Man.
Yeah. Purple fucker. Awesome. Basically, nobody realizes that Misty Knight is pulling the strings on half of this, and so all of the Villains for Hire are like, wait a minute, we're working for a hero? And so they've all turned on her, and they're all like after her. So it's fun, it's actiony, and Purple Man's got his foot on her throat. Defenders number 3,
meh,
better than last time.
Matt,
yeah, and what does that say?
Anybody else, please write this book because it's really good.
Help me.
Like it's like the concept is so good, and I like the team, and I like their dynamic, and I like Magic Strange, but Fraction sucks. Like he is the worst writer. How he rises up. Him and Humberto Ramos just need to have like the world's worst comic book, and it'll be like
the world's worst comic book.
It'll
magazine.
be nothing but people with giant hammers and like jaws that are out of place, and it's just oh my god.
Can Liefeld do the cover?
Absolutely. And it's just like, man, but it's because now and then this had a unnecessary Deus Ex Machina at the end too. Mm-hmm. It was just like, oh crap, the S is hitting the F. Well, it's cool. I got Omega things on my hands and now everything's fine. And I was just like,
and Doctor Strange is like, I got a sweet mask now.
Yeah, but I dug that though. I like that.
Yeah, all their new outfits were sexy. They were all like,
well, and
why?
What it was is it was their old outfits.
They were
right?
in the parallel sexy universe,
except for She-Hulk, who doesn't really have like this is her first time.
She
ever
seems like
showing
she
up.
did not understand what her costume was.
Yeah, she was like a barbarian.
But
she
yeah,
looked like
Iron
Big
Fist
Barda.
went back to old school Iron
With
Fist.
no shirt.
Yeah, no shirt and
And
green
Namor
pants.
went back to old school Namor with
no
no shirt.
pants.
With skivvies.
Sandra is
Matt
going to
Fraction.
lose it.
I hate Matt Fraction. Oh my god, I forgot. I just hate Matt Fraction so much. Like he's shitting on such a cool concept, and the only thing that makes it redeems it are the quips
Little things at the bottom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Little things at the bottom are awesome. Hey, that tiger is piloting a ship. That was fantastic.
It's so good.
But I would be surprised if Matt Fraction were writing that.
What a terrible name for a group of animal, half people. The New Men. That's
yeah, stupid.
Yeah. Newman. Hello, Jerry. Alrighty. Batman Detective Comics number 6.
You reading this, Thomas?
I didn't get it because the last one was weak sauce.
Yeah, I think
This one's okay. If
we've
you can stop reading only one Batman book, make it Batman Detective Comics.
I think we've got a week full of better than last time. Like
Yeah.
that's like
Well, not with Animal Man.
no, not at all. But yeah, Detective Comics. I don't know. It was kind of cool, focusing on people that I don't know though, like the Eye Patch Girl, and
Yeah,
Is that her name?
we don't know.
Lady Eye Patch.
Her name
Lady
is
Eye Patch.
Charlotte. Is the girl that he's dating?
Yeah, who just got her shit kicked.
Yeah, she's in trouble. I don't remember what the girl with the eye patch's name is, nor who she works for.
James Judy.
Does she work for the? Does she work for the Snake Man? Snake Face?
Snake Skin.
Snake
Yeah.
Skin.
Um,
Face Snake?
I think they're like together.
Face Snake?
Face Snake. I think they're like together.
Penis? It was very confusing. Like, and then there was this like thing that was like the Penguin. Look at all these villains we've gathered here. I'm the
all
Penguin.
these random ass
all these like
villains.
look at all these villains.
Like
These don't matter because we have nothing to do with the story right now.
you've gotten to a point where you can't
it
even.
was awful.
You can't even do alphabets. They're not even Z list. They're like 43 list.
Their
like,
balcony.
Yeah. Freaking
Their balcony.
They're in the nosebleeds.
Well,
It just did-
Mr.
like-
Mr. Combustible.
It just was like they put Batman in a situation that doesn't matter. Like it doesn't have anything to do with the story. It just was like this new villain that, to my knowledge, just happened. Like Tony S. Dana just made him up because he had to explain who he was.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's been a villain for a long time or not. And then the Penguin was like, let's get ready, and then nothing happened.
One of my big problems is I find it always really hard to accept Batman caring about a woman. And so for him to be
He's a
like,
person.
Charlotte, no.
He has to drink water and have sex. He's a person.
No, but Batman, like how many different Batman chicks are there? Even when
Lot.
somebody's playing the same girl, it's a different person. You know, like you can't hold on. Batman can never hold on to a woman.
That's a Batman involved with a woman is a really easy way for him to get into trouble, for them to write him into trouble.
Yeah, I've always found it to be a cop out.
Yeah,
with
like
him. and a girl.
that's why they do it. Is like, oh, I really love this girl. Now we're in trouble.
All right. Uncanny X-Men number 6. Man, I'm digging this, dude.
I thought it was pretty cool. I like how rich the history of the tabula rasa already is.
Oh yeah.
Given that it's been millions of years.
That was
2
cool.
days.
I wonder who wrote that. I wonder if Remender wrote that or if British guy wrote that. Kieran
Gillen?
Yeah.
I would assume it's Gillen since his name is the one on the book.
Well, yeah, but I wonder who like wrote the mythos of tabula rasa.
I would assume it's Remender because
Remender came up with the
X-Factor
idea of
first.
tabula rasa.
Yeah, but that doesn't
But-
mean that he came up with
No, I know.
everything that
I know
Gillen
it
wrote.
could be either
That's
one
the
of
question.
that's what I'm saying. It could be either one of these two writers. It could be Stan Lee for all I know. He could,
Probably not.
Anybody could have done it, but I'm wondering if Remender was like, okay,
Well, I'm not as smart as
Here's-
Remender, so I didn't come up with
Not as clever as Peter Parker.
I'm scared to say Peter Parker because I know it's gonna clip. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it just like he came up with the idea of tabula rasa, and I wonder if Remender was like run with it, or if he was like, okay, here's what went down, and you need to write that into your story. Because up till now, Kieran Gillen hadn't been very good, so I don't know if it's like if he got like pointers from Remender on what he should be writing, or if Kieran Gillen just suddenly got his feet on the book. And I also don't understand how Magneto put his helmet back together.
The same way he took it apart.
Yeah, I understand him taking it apart because he removes it. He takes it apart with magnetism, but does he like how does he weld it back together? Without there
Fusing
being
the particles
crack?
together, I assume.
Can he do that?
Yes.
How?
He's that good.
I think it's also the type of metal that his helmet's made out
He's
of.
the
That's
best he
probably
is
true.
at what he does.
That's Wolverine.
It's
I
also
thought it
very
was
good.
neat though. I liked
I really liked it.
I liked the sort of mythology that's going on there, and the last of the Apex, I think, is the last two guys. I think are
Oh,
The
yeah.
Immortal Man.
Yeah.
Really good. I'm excited about the next issue. I think it's going to be great. And then I guess they're moving to bi-weekly because this has been coming out every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that or they've just got a deadline to meet before AVX happens. I think that's got a lot to do with this and X-Force coming out so quickly. They're like, shit, we got to be ready.
Well, it's interesting that Spider-Man's End of the World event is happening directly against AVX. So, I mean, he's clearly going to be involved. He was at the end of X-Sanction.
Thomas, let's talk about Fatale number 20.
I still have no idea what's going on in this book. I'll be totally honest. It seems really neat.
But is it that good Discovery?
It's a noir style book. It's to be totally honest, it seems like the detail explanation never happens. Like they just throw you into these different situations, and you're, I guess, expected to infer things
they don't
are never talked about until like you read what happened last time to get ready for this time in the front of the book.
It's
and
like
you're
Dragon Ball Z.
That guy was someone's father. Like none of the connections make any sense because they were never explained in the first place, and so I'm having a really hard time following it. I'm gonna keep reading it, but we'll just have to see.
I'm hearing really good things about it. You're the only person that I've ever heard say anything that they don't like about it. But there's a lot of Brubaker fanboys out there too.
There are a lot of Brubaker fanboys.
Because I don't really like Captain America that much. I'm a Captain Britain guy, as you all will know.
I realize now that the 20 on it is like 20 years for Image Comics. So I don't know what number that is. Number 2. Oh, it says,
Fatale number 2.
Is that what those words that say number 2 on it mean?
It's in script. It's not even in numerals.
Yeah, well, that's probably why I didn't know. I thought it was some stupid title or subtitle. Tyler, the strange talent of Luther Strode.
Mm-hmm. When this is done, I'm going to make you all read it.
Word.
It's really good. It's a 5. Is this 6?
5 of 6.
5 of 6. So there's one more. But I already explained what it is. It's a guy that like a nerdy kid gets superpowers. It's like Invincible, except for he didn't have MS. So there's like this weird secret society, and we still really don't know what's happening. And he's just going around like trying to fix people that have kidnapped people that he cares about, and he's just trying to like one by one fix it. He has to keep going back and forth because different people are kidnapping different people in his life, and so he's like having to go back and like run all around the city. And now like the librarian who's like the head of the secret society has got his mom, and so they're gonna fight in the last issue, and we'll find out what's going on. It's really good. The trade is gonna be fantastic. I'm not sure if it doesn't work super great as a monthly, but as a like single story, it's gonna be amazing.
Word.
The end.
All right. Action Comics number 6 going to be called our disappointment of the week. I think.
I'm not disappointed in. I just
don't know what happened.
Yeah, I feel like Grant Morrison left out a book.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Like it was
totally.
We went from Superman. I read the end of 4 just now, or 5. Superman, short sleeve T-shirt. Superman disappeared. Like the panel went black when he went to go find his ship. And the ship, and he was like, "Don't worry, you'll be fine, or protect yourself, or whatever." And then it went black, and he went away. And then the K-Men came in and started doing something that didn't make any sense, and had in no way related to them getting into a tiny piece of lead into Superman's head. And then Superman and the Legion of Heroes showed up, and they were like, "Hey, look who we are!" And I guess maybe we need to find out if we were supposed to read Legion or not. And then this book just starts. And they're in a little piece of lead that's in the back of Superman's head, and they're gonna, and then all of them go in there
because they get in a glass tube.
It doesn't make any sense.
They get in like a glass sphere.
It's a tesseract, and isn't that the time bubble?
The cosmic cube.
Yeah, because they can the time bubbles are bigger on the inside than the outside, so they can fit more things into a smaller thing. As you were reading it, were you not thinking Tyler loves this book?
I was thinking. I wish that there was an issue of explanation of what happened.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's like all the.
Where
motifs,
is the character I've been reading about? Where is he?
We don't know where he is because he's just gone.
Dumb.
Fortress of Solitude. Perhaps that's why he mentioned it at the beginning.
Dumb.
Maybe that's where he went.
Dumb.
It was. I mean, it's not Grant Morrison's finest work, but it also is to be expected of Grant Morrison to do an issue where he doesn't explain anything to you. Like he just is like, "Hey, read it, and you better pretend like you like it because I'm Grant Morrison and I wrote a novel."
Action Comics Superman was dumb.
Yep.
All right. X Factor number 231.
This is the issue.
It's pretty neat.
It's really good. This is the issue that made me want to. I need to go back and read.
So Cap is a Deathlock
in the alternate universe where Madrox is right now.
Yeah. Basically
blinking. No, but where he's a dupe.
Every
right?
time he dies,
he
gets thrust into another dimension where presumably, I guess his power I guess his power is like where if he gets hit hard enough, does he
dupes come out?
Generate a dupe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It takes physical force.
He takes a dupe.
It takes physical force for a dupe to come out of him.
He can't just make one. It's not like Multiplicity. You guys remember
correct.
that movie?
Terrible.
That's bad. Michael Keaton.
But yeah, so basically, apparently he's in an alternate dimension where Tony Stark has these giant Iron Man Sentinels.
I think what the most important thing that's going on in the dimension he's in is that M-Day, instead of saying no more mutants, she said no more humans.
Oh.
So Tony Stark is like one of the lone humans left.
Of course. Always.
Because I don't know, they didn't explain it very well. He's got technology that can stop powers.
Yeah, if you're super powered, then you were pretty much okay.
And Madrox is apparently really important in all of the universes, and I don't know why. So I need to
neither does he.
He's probably
he doesn't either, but I'm sure they've explained it. So how far back have you read on X Factor? Did you start at the Regenesis, or did you read?
I read 2 issues before Regenesis.
Okay. The one with the 2 with Madrox on the cover, like there's one where he's like, and there's one with a bunch of them, and it says one of these characters will die, and it's like a bunch of Madroxes. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I didn't read those. Anyway, it was really good. I love this book. I'm really enjoying it. I hate that I'm coming in at 230 something.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. If you haven't been reading the arc, go back and get the other 2 issues before this one, and then pick it up. But
I don't think the Regenesis one is part of the arc.
It is. It's part 2.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so part 1 is the one where he dies.
Part 1 is whatever the one is before Regenesis.
Okay, all right.
All right. And finally, The Amazing Spider-Man number 679.
This is my book of the week.
Oh, it's pretty exciting stuff.
It's really good. Dan Slott. What's interesting is that like a year or 2 ago at some comic convention, Dan Slott was giving an interview about Spider Island. And he was like, he mentioned this story arc. He was like, I've got this really cool story about a door that Peter steps through and Doomsday happens. So I'm really excited to get that out. And that was like a year ago. So he's been sitting on this story for a while.
Yeah, apparently the time 310 was picked purely because he wanted that cover.
Yeah.
He had that cover in mind,
it's
and
perfect. That's
the reason that the time was 310.
It's brilliant. And then and the thing is, in this book, something that I would normally hate when they were like, oh, it must be 3:10 a.m. I was like, okay, it works. Here it works because it's Spider-Man and he's silly.
And I don't want the issue to end 2 pages in.
Yeah, and it was, it was just, I loved it.
Nice little Doctor Who reference.
Yeah, a couple of really good Doctor Who references. And the end, when it was like, read next, or continued next issue, or the one before, because you can just read them infinitely in a loop, because what happens at the beginning is him going in and stealing the professor's paper from the next day.
Yeah.
So it just is like, it infinitely loops in on itself. It's amazing. I loved it. Dan Slott, I tweeted at you several times talking about how great it was. No reply.
Oh, Dan. Come on, Dan.
I know, Dan. Dan, I know you're busy, Dan, but come on, man.
In case you forget, Dan, at the end of the show, we will let you know how you can reach us on Twitter.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Which is actually coming up.
Thanks for listening to Probably Comics and our weekly segment, What's in the Box?
What is in the box?
If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Uncanny Tom. That's THOM.
And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, I'm DT Mills.
Hey, follow me on Twitter at LinkZ2.
You can also follow the show on Twitter at Probably Comics, or check us out at Facebook.com/ProbablyComics.
Or at ProbablyComics.com.
This podcast is unofficially brought to you by Kingdom Comics of Vestavia Hills, Alabama.
Thanks, Dan.
And Albert. Jason.
Roscoe.
Clay.
Wanda.
Sandra.
She
didn't work there.